First, I'll just give you the introduction. So we will be talking about F5, and in F5 we'll be talking about load balancer topic. So when I talk about F5, F5 is a company, same like Cisco, Juniper, Palo Alto, and they have a product called Big IP. And in that product, the first load balancer which comes into picture is LTM. And what is the full form? It is local traffic manager. So F5 is a company and Big IP is your product. And in this product, you have different modules. So for load balancer, they have a dedicated module which is called local traffic manager. So I'll be covering all the perspective either related to design, implementation, or operations. So when I talk about design, so design I'll be talking about how it is deployed in on premises, how it is deployed in VMware, how it is deployed in cloud. So these are the three things where F5 can be deployed. So either it's an architecture, when I talk about an architecture, how it is deployed, whether it's after F5 firewall. So that agenda also I'll be covering today. And operating system right now, which they have is that is called TMOS, Traffic Management Operating System. Like in Cisco, we have Cisco iOS. In Juniper, we have Juniper, Junus. So same way in F5, the operating system which comes is TMOS operating system. And you will also heard about F5 OS also. So I'll be covering both of the operating system. So right now, every device is they are migrating into R series. So I'll be covering R series also in detail, but it's an hardware box. So we'll will not be able to cover labs for that, but concept wise, because inside it, when I talk about R series, inside it, it is a TMOS only which is running. So previously, I'll talk about operating system. What are the modules? Whenever you go to any interview, first question, if I have an, let's say I want to take an interview of Amit, my first question will be, I'll be asking is how much experience you have in F5. I'll not talk about load balancer or WAF or GTM DNS solution or APM, but I'll ask how much experience you have in F5. Then second question which comes into picture is which module you have worked. So there are four modules which are in huge demand in F5 that I wanted to show you so that you don't get confused. There are multiple modules. So when I talk about F5, F5 is not an operating load balancer only, but it has capability of DNS also, where it is called GTM. That is called intelligent DNS. All DNS routing, whether it's Route 53 in AWS, same thing it does. Let's say I'm sitting in India or you are sitting in US. I want that request should go to load balance into India user should go to Indian data center. My US user should go to US data center. So that all routing is taken care by your DNS. So F5, please understand, F5 is not a load balancer. It has many other components. They have separate modules, separate certifications. So this is called load balancer local traffic, and this is called global traffic manager. Now you will ask me what is local, what is global. That we will cover. So when I talk about local traffic manager, what does it means? I'll show you by diagram. When you talk about your infra, let's say you have a client who wants to access application which is hosted in server 1 or server 2 on server 3. There can be firewalls also and other things. So let's say you have a client who is on internet and he wants to access an application called Sianets.com. Now, if he wants to access this application, when I talk about local traffic manager, your F5 or your servers are within your same data center. So your question should be why F5 is called LTM. What does local traffic manager means? That concept by name, local means local traffic management. So in LTM in big IP stands for local traffic manager. It app manage your application. When I talk about application, this is one of your application. This is hosted on your servers. It can be your web servers or it can be your app servers. So local traffic manager means load balancing your application within your local network. But there are some scenarios where your same application is hosted in India also, same application is hosted in Australia also, same application is hosted in US also. Now you have to load balance that. So that can be done by your F5 DNS. So it is called traffic manager. Why? When I talk about load balancer, so I have told you local means you're managing your application traffic locally within a data center, not across multiple sites. That is the simple meaning of your load balancer. So what is the purpose load balancer does? Some people have asked, sir, I need to know from basics. So what does load balancer means? It is called load plus balancer. So I have an application. I'll show you by diagram. What does a load balancer means in detail? I'll have a simple diagram which I'll show you. Now let's say there are two pictures here. First picture where you don't have a load balancer. It is just a router and a firewall, then an application server. And you have multiple client across internet. Now in second picture, what you can see? You have a client, you have router, and you have firewall, then you have a load balancer, and then you have multiple application servers. Do you think that when you access google.com or when you access aws.com or when you access Netflix, when you watch matches, either it's an IPL match or either it's an World Cup, do you think like one server can handle the load? Server means where your application is hosted, Google application, AWS. So the servers don't get confused. Some people say it's a web server, some people say it's an application server. So load balancer is just your hardware or software that can distribute your incoming request from your network or from your routers or firewall which is coming. It will distribute your incoming traffic to multiple servers. Like one client request will go to this server, one client request will go to this server, client request will go to this server. So this ensures like what? That your server should not get overloaded. Second thing, performance, reliability, and availability. My application wants, my customer says, hey Vidit, I want 24 into 7 availability of application. Plus, I want security also. Plus, I want performance also. Now, can someone tell me if you have one server and you have thousands of clients coming on internet. They want to access google.com. What are the issues here in this scenario? Anyone on the chat? If you have thousands of clients, they want to access google.com, which is hosted on this application server. So what are the cons of this? What are the disadvantages? This is very important concept why we need a load balancer. So one disadvantage, someone is saying that if one server goes down, there will be slowness issue. Second says that there is no backup. In this case, if this server goes down, then your website will be not available. So what are the disadvantages? First, it does not have any backup. If this server goes down, you cannot provide 24 into 7. Customer says, I want Sianets.com to be available 24 into 7. This website should not go down. I want 99.9 percentage. So in that case, definitely you need to host your application into multiple server, and you need to purchase a device which can load balance. So someone was asking about metrics. So basically we will cover load balancing algos. Through that, it will load balance or your request. By default, it uses round robin fashion. That all I will cover. But my main agenda is I need to tell you why you need a load balancer. When you don't have a load balancer, what will be disadvantage? First disadvantage is you cannot provide 24 into 7 availability. Second requirement is no availability or overload. Performance issues, slowness issues you will get. Performance is not good. Third thing is overload. That's what companies are doing it right now. They are overloading everyone. That they are telling Mr. ABC should manage load balancer also, firewall also, cloud also. They need to do Excel also. They need to prepare PPT also. Previously, they used to have different tips for the application, different tips on security, different tips for cloud. Definitely, if that engineer gets unwell, what will happen? Company will feel pressurized. So in that case, they will require one more resource. So that is same where load balancer does your duty. So that no single server becomes overloaded. They will distribute. The request will come like this. I'll show you how it comes. It will come to load balancer. Then load balancer will decide that this request should go to server 1, server 2, server 3, or server 4. So that is the meaning of load balancing. Load means client request. Balancing means how to distribute that client request to multiple servers. So that no single server becomes overloaded. So if someone asks you this question, this will be asked whether either you are in cloud or either you are in on-premises. So what are the advantages of load balancer? It will prevent single point of failure. That is the first thing. Because you have multiple server, your website is hosted on multiple server. So even this server goes down, traffic will serve from this to client. Because my client, as a customer, I want my website to be accessible. As a normal user, everyone, do you need do you know that where the request is going, whether it's going on server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4? No. As a normal user of a company, whether it's in banking or health insurance, I want my ICICI bank should be accessible to me every time. I can do payment in morning, I can do payment in afternoon, I can do payment in night. So to prevent single point of failure, if traffic of one server goes down, then your application will go down in this case. If this server goes down, then cnets.com or icicbank.com will go down. Now, load balancer will avoid this by distributing traffic, some traffic to this, some traffic to this, some traffic to this. Scalability. As your business grows, traffic get increased. Single server cannot handle all load. So that is where scalability comes into picture. Performance. I will forward the request to best available server, or might be out of this four server, this is 70% utilized, this is 60% utilized, this is 90% utilized, and this is 40% utilized. Now one question to you, what will be the duty of this LTM? Now there are two customers. I have Vidit as one customer, I have Amit as one customer, and I have Harshul as one customer. So in this case, Vidit request will go to which server? Anyone by guess? Will it go to this server, this server, this server, or this server? I told you that it will check your request for best available and least busy server. So Vidit request should go to this server. Now Amit request will come. This will also go to this server until this become up to 70, sorry, 60%. So that is what scalability and performance is. High availability is the next advantages. It will check your server health. If this server goes down, F5 should know, right? As a load balancer, it should have some mechanism which can check whether this server is up or down. So Deepak, I'll take your question after the topics. So you can note down. So in that case, there is a concept called health monitor. That is another advantage. Load balancer will keep checking your server health, so that it makes sure that if this server is down, F5 will not send request to this server. Why? Because if it sends request to this, then there will be an intermittent outage. So that also I don't want. I want that if server goes down, F5 should not send that client request to that server. It should only send to this server which are up. So this makes sure that your application stays up even during server failures also. Last thing is security, which is also provided by load balancer. Like I want to protect from DDoS attack. I want to block malicious traffic. That all can be managed by a device which has WAF. That is not covered in this, but F5 has a separate module of WAF also. That is called web application firewalls. And when I talk about load balancer later on, so this F5 load balancer basically works on layer 7. It's called application delivery controller. Nowadays, all load balancers, previously load balancers were L3, L4. Now load balancers are mostly working on layer 7. What is application delivery controller? This word you will hear a lot. Application delivery controller. What does this means? ADC. That you should understand. Next thing. What is ADC? So by word, what do you think? Application delivery. There is a controller. Which one is a controller here? F5 device. LTM is your controller. That is what it means. So I want to deliver an application in a reliable and a secure way. So it's just a device or a software component that sits between your user and your application server. So here what F5 is coming. This is your user, this is your server. So this is a device which sits between your users and application server to make sure that applications are fast, to make sure that applications are reliable. Reliable means availability, to make sure that application is secure. So that is why it goes beyond load balancing, and it provides you an intelligent load balancer. It will accelerate your application. It will secure them. It will improve your user experience. So when I talk about F5 ADC, now I'll tell you the advantage of this. That is very critical. When I say very important, that is an interview question for you. What does F5 ADC does? You only say that it will only do load balancing. No. First feature it does is load balancing. Second feature it provides you health monitor. I am just telling you the terms. Detailed we will cover in this whole content. Health monitor is just like a BP machine. It's just in a heart rate machine to check your health of your server. Third feature which F5 provides is SSL offloading. That will be also covered in depth. So I want that my traffic when it comes to client, when it pass through F5, because between your user and F5, sorry, between user and your application server, now F5 is coming as a proxy device. Some people say reverse proxy, some people say full proxy. I'll come into this term later on. Now, when I talk about SSL offloading or SSL handshake, what does it mean? Anyone? SSL offloading basically means that previously your server was encrypting and decrypting your traffic, but it was decreasing your server's load. It was increasing server load. It will not provide you good performance. Now, SSL offloading means I will offload your encryption and decryption of servers, which servers were doing, and now F5 will encrypt and decrypt. So traffic will first come to F5. It will first encrypt the traffic, HTTPS. So there are two protocols. One is HTTP, one is HTTPS. So is HTTP protocol secure? No. All your traffic which is passed from client to F5 or F5 to the server, this will be plain text. That's why you need a protocol which can encrypt and decrypt. So that's it where SSL offloading comes into picture. Fourth feature which it provides is compression, TCP optimization. Fifth feature which is very critical which it provides is web application firewall. How it provides? Let's say you are an hacker. Okay, you are an hacker, then you have an F5, then you have servers. Now some hacker has some HTTP payloads. When I talk about payloads, payloads are the data or an header. So some malicious request hacker sends. So by default, F5 load balancer will detect whether request is good or bad. If someone changes this HTTP payload header and send to F5, by default, F5 load balancer will not able to detect whether traffic is malicious or not. In that case, this module helps to detect if traffic is bad. It will block here only. It will not send that request to server. That is why F5 is known as a proxy device or a reverse proxy. First, it will inspect the traffic here only. If traffic is clean, then only it will send the traffic to different servers. Even it provides you DDoS also. Even it provides you authentication also. Security features which F5 provides is WAF, DDoS, and authentication. I want if someone access Sianets.com, it should first get authenticate. I want that user should first get authenticate, then only he can access this application which is hosted in your server. Now you are seeing reverse proxy. What does reverse proxy capability? I'll talk about this. Now, I'll ask you this question since this is interactive classes so that you don't feel bored also. I'll take random person from this. So, Mr. Ashish Giri, what is difference between forward proxy and reverse proxy? You can unmute yourself. I have just given you the permission. What is difference between forward proxy and a reverse proxy, Ashish?
Yeah, forward proxy means like if the internal user wants to communicate with the internet, so like that we can use kind of forward proxy, and external user wants to access that any application, so that I can consider that is reverse proxy.
Excellent. So you want to mean that when users are sitting internal network. So there are two types of network everyone should know. One is external, which is from internet, and one is internal. So when users wants to access anything on internet, you want some middle device to come and do the filtering first. Correct?
Yeah.
Why need this? Why I need a filtering? Any example?
Mm,
Why I need companies should deploy a forward proxy in organization?
because the malicious kind of file uh, application trying to access, so that will harm in our organization. Okay, one reason.
Excellent. So you want to control your outbound traffic also.
Yes, yeah,
For public internet, if someone tries to access a wrong website, maybe
yeah,
malicious content can come to your organization and it can distribute further into different users. Correct? So you
yeah,
want to secure that outbound traffic. Is it correct? Now what does mean by outbound is from internal to external, it's called outbound. So organization uses forward proxy for blocking malicious website so that you cannot open inappropriate sites. You want to stop malwares and phishing. Is it correct, Mr. Ashish?
yeah, correct.
Can I say that it also prevents data leak,
Yeah,
DLP?
DLP, yeah, DLP also. Yeah, normally
So
proxy
the
will give the solution, right?
correct.
Yeah,
So see, I'm talking. It's see this. Understand this top training. I want to make sure that you are expert till your design level. So you should know the concept. So DLP basically means that I'll scan all the traffic which is going from your user machine. Do you know that when you send an email to your personal email ID, your company will come to know you're sending it. But even you send, people are smart. They are making draft and send. But that also is tracked by DLP. That is called data loss prevention. So I want to block that sensitive information from leaving the network. That's why in your company, they mark the documents as internal. Do you know there are in Word you have internal, on email there are options called internal or general. So that is for compliance purpose. That is where your DLP comes. And so your proxy only gives you this feature. Second thing, compliance. Like I want use control my users. In some company you can access Ashish YouTube, but in some companies you cannot access YouTube channel also. You cannot access Gmail. That all is protected by forward proxy. But does it gives you any load balancer features? No. Concept is same that there is a middle device which is coming into picture. Privacy is there. I want to mask my client. Content caching comes into picture. Now, if you heard about zero trust, what is zero trust comes into picture. This is a huge demand topic. Zero trust. So zero trust means even I'll not trust internal users. Why zero trust in demand? What does it mean? So zero trust, either it's your FortiGate or it's your SSH solution. Zero trust exists. Why your organization zero trust introduced? Because an internal users also they are the main culprit of your security attacks, because your perimeter based firewalls in old models, everything inside the network you used to treat it as safe. Agree, everyone? Right now you are at home, but do you think that all person inside your home are safe? Someone can download the malware and it can come into other laptops also. You think that inside people are always good, they are not dangerous? No, I don't think. Inside are the biggest threat. When I talk about inside users, that are the biggest threats nowadays in a company. Okay, please think about this. That's why zero trust architecture comes into picture. That is where there is a concept called ZTNA, zero trust network access. And that is where F5 also have a good feature which is called F5 APM, Access Policy Manager. Now you are working from home, cloud computing is coming is picture, mobile dev devices are coming into picture. That's why I need zero trust. Advanced cyber attacks are coming. You're doing hybrid work. I cannot trust my internal people also, right? They don't have fixed security parameters. You have users, data, application, devices everywhere. So that's why zero trust comes into picture. Trust, don't trust anyone, because applications are in on premises, cloud, SaaS based platform. That's why you need a zero trust. Now, zero trust will make sure that it first verify every user, it will verify every device which is in organization, every app, and every request. Very important. I will first authenticate and only then authorize. Never trust, always verify. Please remember this. Now, someone can ask you, hey Vidit, can you explain zero trust architecture in F5? Now, I'll show you that also. How you can implement zero trust architecture in F5, so that at least you understand and work on further terms. When I talk about zero trust architecture, I will say that never trust, always verify my applications, whether it's an API based application, always verify the users who are accessing application, devices, and networks. That is where F5 comes into picture, right? Because when F5 is coming into picture, your application is also coming into picture. There are applications which are API based, because F5 is acting as a proxy between your user environment, multiple clients, and then your servers where your application is hosted. And all this architecture will make sure that your identity aware is first verify, your API based security is implementing it, So core components which are used in zero trust in F5 is identity and access controller. And who provide this feature? There is a module called APM. That is why IAM everyone should know nowadays. Identity and access control. So when I say F5, so F5 will integrate with IAM. IAM means identity plus access. So there are Azure ADs, there is an Okta, there are different fields where it will verify your per request verification. Just understand in big term, it has nothing with your load balancer, but as a training, you should know. You want MFA to be applied, SSO should be applied using SAML. You have done Palo Alto firewall where SAML is coming into picture, OAuth is coming into picture. You want your policy to be identity aware policies. You want that every strategy, every point of your environment should get protected, whether it's a application layer or user based or API based. You want to protect every application and every API. That is the main thing of zero trust network. Because everything is Modi ji is doing everything digital, right? If I say you everything, it's coming digital way now. So you have to implement zero trust architecture. First thing is this. Now, when I talk about WAP, there is another which I was talking about that also provides zero trust architecture. This is a huge demand technology in F5, which is called WAP, distributed cloud, or some people say it as an XC solution. It also provides you zero trust. What it does is it has an inbuilt WAF, it has an inbuilt DDoS, same device. It has boot management, it has API security and inspection. Whether your application is hosted in Azure, whether your application is hosted in AWS, or whether your application is hosted in Google Cloud. Now, why my one question to everyone? Mr. Very important question. Bharat Kumar, please unmute yourself. Bharat, you can hear me. I hope, like, if you answers me, that will make me also motivated, Bharat. Or now my question here is, I have an environment. Please understand. I have an application hosted in AWS. I have an application hosted in Azure. I have an web servers hosted in Google Cloud. So do we need a separate load balancer, AWS based load balancer to protect this and WAF? Correct, right? We need a separate load balancer and WAF in Azure to protect Azure apps. We need a separate device, a load balancer and WAF to protect Google Cloud. Correct me if I am wrong. Do we need a separate load balancer WAF to protect this separate load balancer? Yes, right? Because I know about this because I want every request should check and validate. You will say that, but where is the cost? Is company ready to pay this cost? I'll take a question from Ganesh. Ganesh or Kranti, please unmute yourself and tell me this answer. When your applications are hosted in multiple environment, Kranti, it's hosted in AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. Do you need a separate load balancer WAF here also? Here also here. Is it correct, Kranti? That is correct as per architecture. But F5 has resolved this issue and they have introduced one tool which is a suite. SASE based or SaaS based suite where it can protect application hosted in Azure through single device. It will have visibility of for your all Azure based application, all your Google cloud based application from single console. So there will be a mesh technology. It has a distributed cloud service. That's why its name is called XC. So whether your API application is hosted here, here, or here, it will protect from single environment. So it will inspect everything, whether it's a TLS SSL based micro segment, very important. Whether user is coming from any device or any location, it will give you that verification also. So that is another feature which it provides. Now let's come into our load balancer feature, which I was talking about. So this was the basics which it provides why I need a load balancer. So it gives you traffic rich distribution, it gives you SSL offloading, compression, WAF, and acceleration. So now there are four modules which I was talking about. Why F5 calls big IP not as a load balancer, but other modules also. So this GTM DNS is called big IP DNS. This is called your load balancer. Now APM is nothing but a zero trust architecture, or you can say single sign-on it provides, SSL VPN feature it provides. So it is for access management. I will verify everything, then only I will provide. In a simple word, your F5 ADC is a load balancer also, plus security also it provides, plus a performance booster also, plus a intelligent device, which is not only provides you load balancer. Another thing is WAF. This ASM is called an application security manager. It will verify all your requests. If that request is malicious, it will not send to your server. So it provides you application security. It provides you DDoS also. And forward proxy, I came into picture now. Now, what does reverse proxy means? Forward proxy, everyone knows now. Now, why F5 is called a reverse proxy device? Why? So, Mr. I am forgot the name he told very correctly. Why reverse proxy is needed in organization? Because I have users, client 1, client 2, client 3 sitting on internet, and their traffic will come to load balancer, and your applications are, let's say, inside your organization. So is it inbound traffic or outbound? Anyone? Traffic coming from client, from internet to internal application, from internet to internal lab. Is it inbound or outbound? This is called inbound traffic. So reverse proxy is nothing but a device sitting in front of your load balancer, or I'll say it's a load balancer which is sitting in front of your backend server. These are all called your backend server also. So it will first handle your inbound. This traffic is called inbound. So it's a server that sits in front of your backend server and that handles your inbound client request. And why I need a reverse proxy device? Because it provides security, performance, and scalability. What is the first advantage which you can see? Reverse proxy will hide your real server address. No one will come to know your real server IP. All will see your F5 IP, that is called virtual IP. When I'll talk about network architecture tomorrow, I'll show you what is VIP. So this is virtual IP. Your website will have, google.com will have one public IP in your DNS. So client request will always hit your VIP IP. So they will never come to know about your real server IP. So it will prevent your attacker from hitting your original server IP directly. So reverse proxy will filter your all incoming request. It will block your suspicious request. Second thing, it provides load balancing. It distributes your traffic across this server, this server, this server. So one algo which I'll talk about is base algo, which is the first algo, default algo, which is called round robin. Round robin means first request will go to this server, second request will go to this server, third request will go to this server. That is how round robin works. Third feature which I told you, SSL TLS termination. All encryption and decryption will be handled by F5 now. So that backend server don't have to do it, which will improve your performance. Third thing, caching. It can do caching and compression also, so that you can optimize your resources and speed up your delivery. My customer says, hey Vidit, I want application access quickly and fast. That will be done by compression and caching. Scalability and high availability. If one server goes down, second server can handle the load. That is called high availability. See, either here F5, you need high availability at two times. Your F5 will be also in high availability and your servers are also in high availability. I hope you are understanding that. It's a backup of one server. And no one will come to know that which server is sending you a request. So that is called reverse proxy architecture. Now I'll show you last picture, then I'll take your Q&A. So this is how your load balancer works. So if you see, understand this, then you will understand the whole Wireshark traffic flow. So you have a client, you have a load balancer, then you have a server. Pool member is a term in F5, but by default, this you can treat as a web server or a backend server or an application server, okay, where your original application will host. If you see this, there will be two connections, separate connection. Your client will send a SYN packet to load balancer. This is called your virtual IP, and it port can be HTTP based. So basically, your F5 load balancer, you can host either an HTTP based application because it provides load balancing at layer 4 also and layer 7 also. So either it can be TCP port or HTTP or HTTPS. So your client will send a SYN packet to virtual IP. First three-way handshake will happen in this full proxy between your client to F5. That is the first thing in full proxy in F5. Once this handshake is completed, then there will be one HTTP request, get request, which will be sent. So F full proxy means F5 will segregate two connection. One is called client connection, which is in green, and one is called server connection. Can you see this? This is green color. This is blue server. So there are two connection, and F5 is working as a security guard. Let's say in your security, in you are living in a society, there are guards sitting. So that is how F5 will work. It is working as your security guard plus traffic controller between your user and your application server. And it will separate two connection. Client side will be your client to F5 and server connection will be from F5 to backend server. And it is sitting in the middle. And these two connections are independent. This is having separate connection. This is having separate. So one three-way handshake is completed. Get request will be sent. Then there will be a separate connection three-way handshake between F5 to server. Simple example is live example. You have a visitor, you have a reception, and you have an employee. Let's say you're working in AT&T. Now visitor comes in to meet you. Can he meet you? So it cannot meet employee directly. So reception will ask you, it will check your ID card first. It will check why you meet, purpose of meeting this employee. Then it will decide if visitor can enter. And then it will allow you to meet employee. That is where full proxy comes into picture. In simple word, it will check which traffic is good, which traffic is bad. It will provide you load balancing feature so that it can balance your request of multiple client to server. Third thing, same concept is same, offloading, but you need to understand full proxy. There will be two connection. It will first have a connection from client to F5, then separate connection from F5 to the server. So it is controlling everything in the middle for security, performance, and intelligence. Okay, let's, when we will do the labs, when we will do the packet capture, you will understand more. So that is a simple meaning of full proxy example. Now let's do one more example. I want to do it, but I will tell later on. Like you can think of it as a restaurant full proxy, where you have one client, one waiter, and like I'll give you one example, live example of full proxy architecture. So I have a client which I will treat as a customer. I have a F5 device. Just I'm think don't think of this F5 device as a waiter, and you have a server which is a chef in your kitchen. Now you have a restaurant. So your F5 works proxy like a waiter in a restaurant. Waiter is acting as a middleman between customer and a chef. So this do customer directly goes to kitchen? No. Everything is coming via F5 or a waiter. So let's say customer says that I want biryani. Example, customer says that I want a biryani. and it gives the order to whom? To the waiter, right? Waiter is an F5. Does it go to chef directly? No. Then F5 will take your order of biryani and then it will tell your chef. So will chef knows that what customer wants, who will tell? So waiter will pass the order to the chef that please make biryani, one biryani. It should be less spicy. Then chef will make a biryani and send back to waiter. Then waiter will send to customer. So waiter will receive your biryani and it will deliver to the customer. That is how request and response work. So request is from your customer to F5, which is acting as a waiter. That is called HTTP request. And then it will send to chef. So that is also HTTP request. First TCP will be handshake will happen, then HTTP request. Because I want HTTP based data, layer 7 data. That is where HTTP. First your TCP handshake to be completed, then HTTP request will be sent. Then after that, chef will prepare the order. It will send HTTP response. So there will be two separate connection from customer to F5, waiter, and waiter to chef. So it will terminate, then it will start a new connection. So your customer and chef will never directly talk. So what are the security check it does? Can anyone tell me? Just a demo I'm talking about. Before taking the order, does waiter check anything? I'm just talking about, let's say customer is having drink. He is not behaving normally. So if it is a suspicious, then it will say that I'll not able to take your order. So waiter will directly, mostly waiter will not do it, but I'm talking about WAF. You can think of waiter as a WAF also. It will block that suspicious traffic or malicious because he think that waiter has customer has drink a lot. Now load balancing example. Let's say I'll give you one load balancer example here also. Let's say customer one is there, customer two is there. Customer one asks for biryani. Customer two asks for paneer, butter masala. Then it takes order to chef. There is an F5, but only one. There are two chefs now. So this think of these two customers as your client. Think of this chef as your servers. And F5 is think of it as a load balancer or a waiter. Now what it will check? Customer one place biryani. It will check chef one is busy or chef two is busy. Whoever is free, it will give order to that. Now second order comes in of paneer butter masala. So it will first send because chef two is preparing biryani, it will send to chef one. So that is called least connection based load balancing algo. Where it checks, F5 will check whoever is least busy, I'll send that order to him. And what is health check? I talked about health monitor. In this case, I'll check whether chef 1 is good, chef 2 is also okay. Is someone is healthy or not? That is called F5 health monitor. It will keep checking whether chef 1 is healthy, chef 2 is healthy. Because we need a person to be healthy to make an order. Now, what is SSL offloading example in this? Customer says something to waiter in his ears, that is called encrypted traffic. Now waiter understand that perfectly. It will decrypt it and send the meaning to chef. Let's say you are coming from US. Okay, but chef does not understand the US language. But your F5 understand every language. That is called encryption language. So F5 will understand your language, then it will decrypt and forward to your chef. So that is where F5 handles your SSL encryption and decryption. Now, one example of caching also. Anyone knows about caching? I'll give you example. Now, customer one orders water. Waiter remembers that customer one is asking for water. Now, customer two also orders water. So he also needs water. He already an order is there. Customer two also need. So F5 will cache that data. First request will go to server. Once it has that data, next time request comes same from same customer, another customer for same order, F5 will share that water without going to chef or server. That is called caching. So full proxy is nothing but a smart waiter who controls, who secures your network, who optimize or manage everything between customer and a kitchen. So customer will never see the kitchen and kitchen will never see the customers. That is full proxy architecture. So I'll just stop the recording.
Hi Vidya. I have three questions. One, as you said in that example, that which the F5 will do some checks like which server or which chef is free or not. If both the chefs are
Healthy, yeah,
uh,
which
if
servers are healthy.
healthy, so if both servers are healthy and the order while he was placing, both the chefs are busy. So will it hold the order in the cache or how?
No,
This is
basically when load balancing comes, it's just an example, but when load balancing comes, it has to distribute the load. If let's say it is 70% busy, it is
uh,
80% busy, it is 90% busy. So
hmm,
anyways, order needs to be delivered or request because customer wants to access a website, right?
right.
So customer needs 24 into 7 availability. I'm just giving that
Okay,
example as live. So it will
right,
send to
right. Okay,
this
the
server.
least one. Okay. Now my
Correct.
second question is now this part is okay. Like it's a full proxy, and but the one statement what you said that which server is serving the request that will never come to know. Like I have 1,000 users, and there's a complaint from 10 users saying that we are facing some problem with the accessing the site like cns.com. Now while doing the troubleshooting for the 10 users, I want to capture the packet on the F5 saying that this particular user is coming and this server is serving this. Can I do that?
Sir, your question is very valid. What I'm saying is client will never come to know which server is serving a request. As an F5 admin,
Uh-huh.
you have full visibility of this request also and this. So you'll able to
Okay.
troubleshoot. Are you getting? Because
Okay.
you have full visibility.
Okay.
What I'm saying is your client will don't have visibility of server. They will not come to know about your loopholes.
Okay. Okay.
That's why directly exposure, I don't want direct exposure of my server to client. So that's why F5 is coming into picture, which provides you full security and visibility. As an
Okay.
admin, you have access to this also, and you have access to this also. So you will able to
Okay.
troubleshoot why it is not working. First, you will check whether three-way handshake is completed, then HTTP request, then you will see the performance
Okay.
as
He'll
you
check.
are as a middle, you know
Mhm.
everything. As a security guard, you should
Hmm.
know your client behavior also and your sit
Server.
people inside your home also.
Okay. Okay. And
Got it?
my third, okay, got it. And the third question is, it was bit delayed, but the WAP suite you are talking about, right? It has all the kind of security features like anti-bot and all those things. So if I,
Distributed cloud I was talking about
yes,
WAP.
right. So if I enable all those features, is it necessary that I should run those features as well as on the firewall? Like because firewall has also this anti-bot engine, antivirus engine, all these things.
Sir, anti-bot, I'm not talking about anti-bot. I'm talking about here the feature is coming WAF, API
Okay.
security, bot defense,
Okay. Okay.
and DDoS.
DDoS.
That is
Okay.
what
Okay.
it
Fine.
means.
Fine. Fine.
And very good question you have asked. Let's say I'm just telling you why you
Hmm.
need an hybrid security architecture. Here is the question which comes into everyone mind.
Hmm.
When F5 can do everything, why I need a firewall? When firewall can do everything, why I need a DDoS?
Right.
When this load balancer can do everything, why I need a small load balancer? Can you tell
Correct.
this answer? Why in a company they have multiple layer security architecture? Any answer from you? Just want to hear your experience. Why
Uh,
you have a separate firewall? Why you have a separate DDoS? Why you have a separate load balancers? Why you have a separate other features when one device can do everything? Because there will be a single point of failure.
the failure.
Second, if
Right.
this get exposed, then
Hmm.
your whole environment will get
It
exposed.
is exposed.
Some
Okay.
things will get protect here, some things will protect here, some things will protect here. That's why hybrid architecture is in huge demand. So you need an hybrid layer of defense. Are you getting?
Yes. Yes.
Why
Yes.
Modi ji has multiple defense?
Hmm.
Because if uh, so that if one gets kick off, another
Compromise.
can get protected,
Yes.
compromised, right? That is a correct word. So that's why you need an hybrid layer of defense in your or big organization. People are now understanding that. Previously, if you see, there are small companies, they only use FortiGate. Only they were working as a network layer protection. Now FortiGate has introduced SD-WAN, FortiGate. Still, people are using F5. Still, they are using another load balances. Still, they are using Palo Alto firewalls. Why they have multiple firewall? One as external firewall, one as internal firewall. Due to this reason. Getting me?
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Now next is Mr. Abhishek. You can go ahead.
Hi, Vidit Sir. So one question I have is, can you please tell me like the architecture, like how it is? I mean, how from the start, from the client machine to F5, how we generally do the architecture? Because
Yeah, correct.
sometimes we
That will
also
come.
involve.
That is the next topic. There will be a
Okay,
network full layer architecture, which I'll be explaining you. I have a picture
okay.
also for that. That we will
Yeah,
cover.
in your
Now,
picture only I saw like that router is before the firewall. So the
that I'll
question is
cover in
like,
network layer architecture. It's a separate topic, Deepak, that we will cover.
okay, all right, okay, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Bharat, please go ahead.
Oh, sir, as we saw na initially, when you said F5 is a reverse proxy, act as a reverse proxy, right?
Correct, correct.
Am
Go
I
ahead.
audible?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
so later on, while we are discussing on data layer traffic, where I saw one PPT where we have a two kind of traffic. One was in red, one was in green, where we saw Synac Act, where you said it's a full proxy. So what was that, and what is the main difference between?
Talk about reverse proxy architecture. Reverse proxy architecture is just other load balancers are also all reverse proxy. It's the same thing, but only difference is there are two separate connections. That feature will give you more visibility of your client traffic. It can see whole your HTTP headers. When I talk about headers, what is coming inside, which website you are accessing. So that gives you more visibility. See, F5 or any other load balancer is a reverse proxy. Your understanding is correct. It's the same thing. In reverse proxy also, it gives you the same feature. But why then it is called full proxy architecture? That's what you mean, right? When reverse
Correct.
proxy is doing also. So this full proxy is only coming in F5 because that is designed in a such a way that it gives you more visibility so that you can more protect it. You can think. But still, by default, F5 is a reverse proxy architecture. Just think of that. Don't get confused between that. There is a word which reverse proxy has been termed as a full proxy in F5. So that it gives you more because F5 is not used as a load balancer. It is used as a WAF also. It is used as an zero trust also. Just a term. It is reverse proxy, but in F5 it is called full proxy architecture. Got it, Bharat?
Okay, so if let's say interviewer ask F5 is a reverse proxy or full proxy, so
You need to say
what
that by
will
default it's a reverse proxy, and in advance it's called full proxy because it gives you all layer 7 capabilities that you can
okay,
say them.
okay, sir, thanks.
Yeah, Mr. Deepak Kadam, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So that one at this previous part, it was showing like there were three server, like 70% is working on one, 60% and 40%. And we were
Hmm.
discussing if the request come, where it should follow, get like forward to which one. So my question about this, will it be considered what that round robin or any specific algo is
It
used
depends on
on
your
that?
load balancing algo. There are two types of
Hmm.
algos which we will discuss. One is static, one is dynamic. When I talk about round robin, it
Hmm.
will take only consideration of, but in that case, it will not take consideration of 50%, 60%, 70%. In
Okay.
that case, it will send a request in equal load balancing way. Server 1, server 2, server 3. In that case, when I talk about dynamic, in that case, it will take consideration of your server health also. So in static, it will just
Yeah.
take consider of your request. It does not checks whether server 1 is busy, server 2 is busy, server 3 is busy. It will randomly send a request to server 1, server 2, server 3.
Okay. If it is there for a round robin, it will randomly follow the fashion the
Correct,
way
correct,
it was working.
correct. That is a separate topic fully you will understand at that time, but a simple answer is correct. It will never check. That's a good question which you asked.
Yeah, because I was getting asked this part once in back for interview part, where it
Okay,
should go.
great, great.
Yeah. So I
No,
just
in
recall
round
and.
robin, it goes randomly, sir. It does not check which server it because
Mhm.
the interview wanted to test your knowledge based on static and dynamic. Might be he
Okay.
wanted to check what does it check in static load balancing, what does it check in dynamic load balancing.
Okay. So in that
So that
position,
is a
I should
different
ask
way to
them.
test.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Correct, correct.
how it was. It's in the static way it was, or in a dynamic. So accordingly, I should answer.
Correct, correct, sir. Because
Okay.
that is the main thing. Because static load balancing, when I talk about, it is based on your defined pattern, based on your, it is not monitoring your current performance. When I talk about dynamic, it will distribute your traffic based on your server performance and member availability also. That is what it is.
One more question, like question as in there was earlier asked like reverse proxy or forward full proxy, how it works, the FI. So there is a like one arm or single arm architecture or something, no? So does it define that it is reverse or
Sir,
the full
again,
proxy?
I'm saying in a simple
Mhm.
language, I'll explain you. One arm and two arm modes are your design architecture. There is
Yes,
nothing full proxy or reverse proxy comes into picture. Don't get
but I
confused.
have
That is
doubt
a separate
on that.
architecture. When I talk about big
Mm-hmm.
IP is basically famous for full proxy.
Okay.
But by default,
Okay.
it is functioning as a reverse proxy. One is basic and one is extremely advanced. That is only the main. When you go into more into configuration part, you will understand the more things on that. But if someone asks you what is difference between reverse proxy and full proxy, you will
Mm-hmm.
say that F5 has a product called Big IP that by default is called as a reverse proxy, which is basic proxy. And when I talk about full proxy is giving you full application layer inspection like an app ID in Palo Alto. It gives you full visibility where to apply TCP optimization. Let's say, do you heard about WAN optimization and LAN optimization? Do you know about that? Anyone?
Oh,
Like a
Yes,
riverbed?
yeah.
I'm
The
not sure.
riverbed,
Yeah,
There
yeah,
is
yeah.
some.
yeah. Steelheads, sir. Steelheads river there
So there
for
comes
van.
your full proxy. So once you come more into that, what's your name? Deepak Kadam, right?
yes, sir. Yes.
So in that case, you will understand more. So full proxy gives you full superpower on in F5.
Okay.
It gives you full inspect power, modify, forward, terminate, and recreate. Because there is a concept called I rules, layer 7 policies.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that where comes full proxy architecture. That is only applicable to F5.
Okay. Means the coming request could be handled or get modified
How,
as
yeah,
per
how
the
it will inspect,
yeah
modify, that is how
our
it is defined.
requirement. Yeah.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
No problems. Yeah, Mr. Sam, please go ahead.
Yeah, hello with bhai. I have two questions. The first one is uh regarding this one, the full proxy that TCP that there we have two connection, the client to F5 and F5 to the server. When the TCP three-way handshake will be done, like SYN, ACK, and ACK. After that, HTTP GET will stop in between.
First, client will see a very good question you asked. First, there will be a TCP handshake between client to F5. After that, F5 will will first want one HTTP request from client. Then after that, it will send a three-way handshake from F5 to the server. Until it gets an HTTP GET packet from client, there will be no connection between F5 to the server. First TCP handshake between client to F5, then F5 will accept one, it wants one GET request from your thing. Because once you get a GET request, then only it will come to know that it wants to communicate with your server. It wants a web page. At the last, what I want, Sam, a website, right? A web page, which is based on HTTP because it's an application traffic. So first, TCP handshake between client to F5 completes. Then client will send one HTTP GET, which will just an HTTP request traffic. Then F5 will initiate a new connection, which will first have a TCP handshake between F5 to the server. Then that HTTP GET, which is sent from client to F5. Then F5 will just hold that request until that three-way handshake between F5 to server complete. Once that handshake is completed, that GET request F5 will send to the server. After that, server will send an HTTP response. So when I talk about application delivery controller, F5 works as an HTTP GET and response model. Sam.
Okay, bhai. And the second one is regarding this one by SSL offloading. Okay, that the
Correct.
process is that when the CC the SSL certificate will be installed in the client, when the client will send the request to the F5. So F5 will first decrypt or encrypt. After that, it the F5 will forward the traffic to the server. What it will do, the decryption or the encryption? Like I'm getting confused. Could you please elaborate?
That is a separate topic. We'll talk. It's a detailed topic in that you will understand. There are three
Okay,
mechanisms. One is SSL offloading, one is SSL pass-through, and one is SSL bridging. So that
okay.
encryption, decryption, you will understand when you know about SSL handshake, how it works. So you can go through basics of that. And after that, I have a separate topic for that where we'll discuss how encryption, decryption works.
Thank you, bhai.
But
Thanks.
for quick topic, if you still want to understand, I'll show you one quick diagram, just 1 minute, so that at least you can understand how encryption decryption works. Just 1 minute, so that if you have an interview or other thing, you can understand. But I'll just quickly explain. That is one topic which how F5 works. So there are three terms which comes into picture. So I'll just show you quickly. Share my screen. Just 1 minute. So right now I was just telling you the features, Sam. So that topics, each topic is a separate, like health monitor is a separate topic in F5.
Okay.
Your SSL profile is a separate topic. So that's why
No
I was
problem,
just
bhai.
telling you F5 is a not a load balancer, but it works as a different features. So I'll just show you that quickly.
Okay.
I'll just share my screen
But we
now.
have a dedicated session on the SSL offloading, right?
Yeah. So here it is. Let's say you have a client. Client will send one encrypted packet. Now big IP will receive that, F5 will receive that encrypted packet. It will decrypt it and then send to the server. Now server will receive an encrypted request and then it will send an encrypted response to the server, big IP. Now big IP will again encrypt it and send to the client. Why? Because hacker mostly sits here. So he does not see anything. That's why this traffic should get encrypted because this is external. When I talk about F5, this layer is external and this layer is internal. So you want this to be encrypted fully so that hacker does not see. If it's an HTTP plain text, let's say you apply login into a website banking, and if it's an HTTP traffic, then what you can see? You can see what he is entering in a plain text. Credit card number, you will come to know. You will come to know about CVV number. So to make sure that this traffic is encrypted, so F5 and between client to F5 there is an encrypted traffic fully. And some customers say that I want both encrypted. This session also encrypted. This session also encrypted. In that way, you have SSL bridging. This is how it works.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
So, is the load F5 is balancing the nodes also, like scale out and scale in?
So that is not available right now in F5. That is basically available in cloud load balancers.
Okay.
Because it does not have that feature of F5 about scale in and scale out. Because that is basically in new models might be introduced. So far it does not have that. That is why scalability, if Amit, I know because you are in cloud, you are working, that's what you are asking. Like it will make one server ready when if 3 servers are busy, right? Based on user traffic. That's what you are asking, scale in and scale out
Yes,
based
yes,
on the
yes.
traffic. No, right
Hmm.
now this feature is not available.
Sir, just
Okay.
want to highlight one part.
1
Sorry to.
minute, sir, one
Yeah.
by one. Let's go with the this Amit. Amit, you are clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, now go ahead. You were asking
Yeah,
something.
yeah. The same part what is being asked now, like yeah, it is correct. Like you're saying, it's not introduced in FI, but as we check, like we are also working on cloud environment in specifically AWS. So the backend which has to be set no for the pool in FI, if it is a kind of FQDN given, and that FQDN if we set it and we make the feature enable that check of auto populate. So in that case, in
That
backend,
is
it
a separate.
yeah yeah
That is
yeah
a
yeah. But
separate
so
thing.
that
That
get
is not
auto populated.
scalability.
Yeah. It
Scalability is
yeah.
asking about the server scalability actually, Deepak. Like
Okay.
automatically adding server based on your
Mhm.
user request. That's what he was asking.
Okay, okay. Okay, got it. Thank you, sir.
That you are asking about FQD and load balancing, that is separate actually. No problems. Yeah, Mr. Surjit, you can go ahead.
Hi, Vidit Sir. Good afternoon.
Surjit, your voice is low. Can you be loud? Hello.
Am I audible enough now?
Yeah. Now you're okay.
Hi, Vidit Sir. Good afternoon. So I
Yes, go
have
ahead.
like two questions. One is maybe it is too early to ask.
No
So
problems. Go ahead.
we have actually, in our environment, this F5 is behind FortiGate firewall.
Hmm.
So this is a payment industry actually. So we were talking about the intermittent connectivity in today's session. So we faced, a lot of times the customers, those are behind F5. They are saying that intermittent connectivity issue. So we check multiple time on the FortiGate firewall, but we did not see anything. Can it be like? Can we say that one of the backend server which is maybe not responding or having delays in
Correct.
responding requests, can it be responsible for intermittent connectivity which is
Definitely.
behind F5?
It's only the root. See, most of the root case is mostly found when you have load balance with multiple server. Let's say you have 3 servers, Surjit.
Mm-hmm.
One server is not responding, and even it's up, but might be it's not responding or it's taking time. Then it will cause it, right? Issue because the client request is going sometimes to that server also. It is neither
Mm-hmm.
down, neither up. Are you getting,
Yes,
Surjit?
correct. Correct.
So definitely it will cause it. In that case, what you need to do, you need to troubleshoot two ways. Either first do one thing, you make one server down and troubleshoot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make pool member. There are two things in pool member. One is disable, one is force offline. So I'll show you
Yes,
that.
yes,
So once you
yes.
force offline, in that case, what you will do is once you force offline, you ask them to test. If it is working without them, definitely that is the culprit. So one server disable enable will help you. Second thing is you can bypass F5 also to make sure that it's not an F5 issue, but it's a server issue. In that case, you just need to ask them to directly do netting with your server IP rather than VIP IP. That way also you can troubleshoot, because
Okay.
that is the main thing where Wireshark comes into picture. That's why I tell
Yes,
you
yes.
everyone, even automation is coming or everything is coming, you need to be really good in Wireshark, because that way you will see concept I will teach you, but how to troubleshoot you need to be good in whole TCP layer and HTTP layer, and what is
Yes,
congestion,
definitely.
what is retransmission, what are delayed bindings, lot of things are there. So in that case, your answer, simple answer is servers can be culprit when server utilization is more, or server resources are highly utilized, or when server is not responding.
Yeah, most of the time we just uh, you know, make the one server offline, and we are just dividing the traffic. Let's say we have 4 server, we are making one server offline and just dividing the traffic on the 3 servers.
Huh,
So
correct.
in
I
this
got your
way, this
question.
can be, yes.
Correct, sir.
This
You
is like
need to go one by
normal.
one and troubleshoot which
Mhm.
one is culprit.
Yes. Okay.
And even health monitors is not applied quick properly, then also it can cause issues. I'll show you when we do lab now. I'll show you
Mhm.
that thing also.
Okay.
Let's say some health monitor you forgot to miss, then also
Mhm.
intermittent issues can come. I'll show you that, Surjit. Once I do health monitor lab, just remind me. I'll show you that.
Mhm. Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah.
So, so
1
in
minute.
continuation of it,
1 minute, sir. Let's
Yeah,
Surjit
one
finish.
another question, a small thing. Will we
Hmm.
cover also the TCP packet capture on CLI on F5?
Right. It's CLI only. We will do it
Yeah,
through TCP
CLI,
dump.
because there are a set of commands actually when we call
I'll
to
show you. I'll
F5
share it.
pack,
I'll be
then
covering through CLI only.
okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Troubleshooting I'll do by TCP dump, Wireshark capture, or ping, or health check testing. That I will do by CLI. Even I'll
Perfect.
show you how to configure virtual servers, how to take backup, how to
Mhm.
restore, how to do migration through CLI.
Okay. Will we also cover like how to upgrade the
Correct.
device, the firmware upgrade?
All labs will be covered for that.
Okay,
Even
that's really
upgrade, even
helpful.
restore, even
Mhm.
downgrade, everything.
Yeah, that's really great. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a
No,
lot.
no problem. See, Kranti, please go ahead.
Uh, Sir, for getting the license, FI license, how we have to send
I'll
them
tell you
email, right?
next topic is that only that I'll start. I'll take after this 2 or 3 questions are there, then I'll tell you about the lab setup. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Marjit, please go ahead.
Hey, Vidit Sir, you mentioned about the health monitor. So I want to know that what F5, what mechanism F5 used before declaring the server is down then? Like how many?
There are multiple checks are there. One is ICMP check. That is a separate module for that. I'll share you the course content after this in the WhatsApp
Okay.
group. So it is a separate topic for that actually. So don't worry on that part.
Mhm. Okay,
So
can
basically
I
it is
ask?
basic on layer 3, layer 4 and
Yeah.
layer 7 checks. Simple answer for
Okay,
you is layer 3, layer 4 and layer 7. So
great.
this is a topic which is in this module 5 if you see, based
Module
on
5. Okay.
this.
Okay. Can I ask you another question? But this question is not related to our today's, but it's
No problem, sir. You can.
second.
I'll see once we go little today. Since it's a first class, it will be multiple question you can ask, but after the class also you can ask. But go ahead, since it's a first class. But from next time, why I was saying this, say I'm not denying to answer that, but other people sometimes get confused if it is not
Yeah.
related to that topic. But today you
Okay.
can ask. Go
Okay.
ahead.
If you want, I can ask you after
Go
this
ahead. Go ahead.
class.
No
Okay.
problems. Go ahead, sir.
So when in our company, like we are using the F5 that, right? And F5 behind we have the like two application server, and we are introducing the two more server that, right? But since we want to test those in the we don't want any outage. So what we want to add those two in our as a pool member in the existing pool. And
Can you come back on that? I think you are talking about maintenance page. Are you talking
no,
about
I
maintenance
mean
page?
not that, not maintenance. Like two server exist, like
Okay.
existing two application server. Those are working fine, that right. But we are adding two more, that right.
Okay.
But so those server, we want to test that if they are able to receive the request and the client get the page, that right. We want to
Hmm.
test those in the live, that right. But we want that like only the specific traffic, like the client which we set up, that client request goes to only
Yeah,
those
I rule is
two
the answer
new
for that. I
I
rule.
rule. Uh, do you have any like any document, anything like how we can achieve?
That I will show you. Based on client request,
Mhm.
you can apply for two. Based on client request, you want traffic to go to that pool. That is an logic you need to apply.
Okay.
You can do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problems. Yeah, Pramod, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. My question is like we have talked different topics today regarding that F5, ADC, zero trust, and these web and forward proxy, reverse proxy. Like, can we apply all the features in the same, or do we use our F5 LTM in a different ways according to our requirement, or is it all the features can be used by same?
See, actually, when you buy a license,
Mhm.
at that time you need to understand the customer requirement. So basically, their sales or pre-sales team comes into picture. First,
Mhm.
they will understand your features. So F5 has a module licensed. If you need a same device, you can enable load balancer also. Same device you will can be enable WAF also. Same device you can enable as a GTM. So it depends. Mostly GTM is a separate device. Then load balancer comes into picture. But if you talk about zero trust, or if you talk about this WAF or load balancer, that can be enabled. It's your license based on your license. Box will be one, but it is based on your license.
Okay, these are separate features, whether we want to
Modules,
enable them
modules,
or
yeah,
okay,
modules.
modules. Okay, different modules. And one is non-technical question, sir. As we are doing this training, we
One
want to
minute.
make.
1 minute. I'll show you. Just 1 minute. Wanted to show you that quickly so that you can understand that license part. 1 minute. I'll log in into F5 quickly. Meanwhile, you can go with second question. You wanted to ask something.
Yeah, second question is non-technical related to our training. That we will you provide any notes or do we need to make our own notes?
You
How
will get
how?
study materials. Better you can see. There are two things. First, it's better to make your notes also so
Mhm,
that it will help you personally. Because when
mhm.
I take training from someone, I definitely make notes. That is for your useful. But I'll be sharing you all the book study materials. One fifth, like some after 5 or 6 classes, some after 50%, some after end of classes. Like that way, I'll share you. In that way, you will have enough material for your interviews plus in your production environment. I'll be
Yeah,
sharing you
like
study materials.
yeah,
Don't worry.
because reading books is totally different thing and making notes is different. So if you provide like
Sir,
very
I have a
notes.
PPTs and study materials like for upgrade, HA part.
Okay, okay, sir. That makes
Plus,
good.
I will request you to take a snapshots also when I teach. That will help you.
Okay,
Always
sir.
your notes, you can get things in your Google also. But best is when I teach at that time, when whichever topic I say important, you can just write a term of that. Plus, you can also take a snapshot of our diagrams
Okay, okay.
because it has been taken from multiple sources, multiple things about my experience and other things. Are you getting? That
Yeah, yes.
might be you will not able to see in the documents. That is my main thing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, yeah, Radha, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. So regarding previous discussion regarding that one of the node related, which is issue causing related only. So can you tell me one like a second choice, which is how to bypass the traffic? For example, that traffic is passing the node which trying
So
to
in
find out
firewall,
to
you have a
bypass.
topic called NAT. In NAT, you have to do changes. You
Mhm.
need to directly do the netting from your instead of
Firewalling.
public IP. Yeah, in firewall, you have to do the netting.
Oh, FI and cannot do anything only before which is there in firewall.
Correct,
Firewall and
correct,
need to do the
correct,
netting part.
correct, correct, sir.
Okay. Any other chances to can possibility on the FI
Because it's
end?
coming
FI end
from
only.
front.
Mhm.
It's
Correct.
coming from front end now. F5 is
Yes,
just
yes.
wanted a
Mhm.
request to come actually.
Mhm.
If nothing is coming to F5, then F5 will not apply any logic. Are you getting?
Okay. Okay, got it. Otherwise, we can do one more like instead of using virtual IP, they should use that direct real server. They
Sir,
can able
mostly some
to.
I have seen 90%. I got your question. 90% cases they don't
Uh,
do that. They don't have permission.
oh,
That's what they say.
correct. Okay, okay.
If I tell you na that directly
Uh-huh.
bypass it using server IP, they will say that how to do. They
Correct.
don't have
They are not
knowledge on
allow
that.
it.
That's
Correct.
why we use.
Mm-hmm.
That many times I have faced from my student only experience. That is the
Mm.
best thing which we can do
Mm.
right now in our labs
Mm-hmm.
environment. In production, I think there are some
Cannot allow.
logics which they cannot do. That's what I
Approve.
think.
Okay.
I got your
Okay.
question. That's it.
Excellent. Okay.
No problems. Yes, Sandeep, please go ahead. Or sorry, Ankit first go ahead. Ankit Mittal.
Sir, I have only one like couple of questions. Like, we can do net on F5 as well or not?
We can do netting, but it is a separate net concept.
Okay, and like we can terminate internet directly on F5, or that is not possible.
It depends, sir. Better is like let's use it as a load balancer. There is a
Mm-hmm.
separate module for internet-based load balancer also in F5. There is a separate load balancer. There is a term called which there is one module which provides you load balancing features, internet termination, ISP based load balancing you are asking to do, right?
Yeah, like in our environment, normally what I know, like F5 is behind a firewall. Like there is a firewall, like the internet is coming to firewall, and then we have F5 in the path, like in one arm or two arm, and then it is going towards the server.
You can do configure ISP based load balancing also. You can do it.
Okay, so that means we can terminate internet, or mainly we are not doing it, but we can do, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. And sir, what is the difference between this web server and app server? I don't
Same
know.
thing, sir. It is the same thing. It's just a three-tier architecture in basically when you talk about first web layer comes, then app layer comes. But you just need to understand till this is just a server where your application is hosted. That only thing we need to know. Some people say backend server, some people say app server, some people will
Mm-hmm.
say app servers. So when I will deploy F5 now, in
Mm-hmm.
F5 it is called pool member IP. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And sir, what is this AAM? Like, there is one module called
That is
AAM.
for acceleration that has
Oh,
not been active now.
okay, okay. Like, what is the full form of that? AAM? Like application
Acceleration and access manager, basically an application acceleration manager, you can say. Application, it is basically to improve your application performance. Application acceleration manager.
Okay. If we are not using it, then also I think F5 is doing caching, like with the
There is
that.
a profile which you can apply, sir.
Yeah. So, like, what is the main difference between like using it and without using it?
Advanced feature, let's say by default, you want to protect from WAF. So here, if I go here in
Mhm.
system license,
Mhm.
so here you see that someone was asking like which features by default. So same device can act as in your WAF, same device can be acting as your ASM, same device
Mhm.
can be acting as SSL. Now,
Mhm.
when I talk about AM, that is removed now.
Mhm.
So by default now in profile section that is provided. So that's why I'm not covering that to confuse you. AM they have removed now.
Okay, okay, okay.
By
So
default they
this.
have provided acceleration profiles here in default. I'll show you quickly.
Mhm.
If I you go here,
Mhm.
it's an profile like one connect, compression and acceleration.
Mhm.
That is what AM does. Okay,
Mhm. Okay. Thank you, sir.
no problems. Okay, I'll take further question after few seconds. So when I talk about lab, I'll be sharing you first thing which you need to understand is each F5 when we will do lab next week. So you need a license, trial license. So sometimes it takes 5 days, 1 month, 2 months also. But you have to be carefully apply that license. And if someone is not getting a license, then you need to take help from each other or your company colleague. So what you need to go, you have to just click on F5 in Google, just type F5 lab trial license. Here you need to go to F5 product trial. So now what they have changed is previously license were very easy. Now if you want to get a license, then you need a corporate email ID. If you're not working in company, that is very difficult. In that way, what you do is you can take help from any other company friends which is using F5, or we have around 40-50 people, so they can give, because by default when you get a license you will get two license by default. Each license is valid for 30 days, so you can do a lab for 30 days, then again apply one more license for 30 days. So in that way, 30 to 40 days license you will get it. That is enough to do all labs. Now, how to register for it is you need to just click on this F5 Big IP, because we will be doing all labs in our virtual edition, which is called VMware Workstation. So I'll be sharing you all the software, but this process you need to apply today, not today or maybe tomorrow. Try to get license, and many people will say, sir, I'm getting license issue, I'm not getting it. You have to be patient. So I'm telling you all strategy today only, so that you don't face issues and don't ping on WhatsApp group. Better understand today, and still you have issues, I'll tell you what is the next action plan. So when you go here, click on this F5 Big IP or Big IQ, click on get the free trial now. Now here you have to log in or register. So I want someone to raise your hand, and I'll help you to generate right now one of your machine, because I have the license, so that I'll help you to make an account quickly so that others can understand. So who wants to apply this today? Just raise your hand and share your screen so that we'll do the same thing in your lab. So I think I'll take from someone like anyone can raise. Yeah, maybe Kranti, you can share your screen. I'll just unmute you. You can just share your screen. I'll help you to generate license so that other people can also understand. I'll just give you the permission. So Kranti, you can share your screen now. So you just go to Google. So everyone, please note down this. First, you need to go to google.com. Then just type F5 lab trial, or you can just try F5 trial. TRIAL. Yeah, first one, you have to go here. Then you not need to go down. Now click on get the free trial now here. Second one. Now log in or register. Now I'll stop. Might be, anyways. Now here you have to register by your company email ID, Kranti. So I'll pause the recording because it's a personal detail. Now, Shri Ram, you need to go to trial here. Once everyone you log in, you will see three options. Subscriptions. Can you show that screen, Shri Ram?
1 second.
So you'll get subscription, trials, and open cases. So you need to go to trials, click on trials. Now here you go down. Go down. Now here you need to go to start free trial. Everyone, big IPV, first one, big IPV and big IP. Here. Go little up. You need to click start free trial. Now you will click on no, I am not downloading on behalf of government. So save it. If your company is registered, you might get license right away also. Otherwise, they will keep on hold. Nowadays, they are keeping on hold because they are also checking whether you are compliant or not. So after that, Shriram, you and everyone, you have to follow the same step which I told you. You need to first email them, so they will release it, and because they will keep it on
Uh,
hold. Hold on,
Vidit
Sandeep,
sir.
I'll take it. I'm in between of the session, so that everyone. So
Okay.
they will hold your license. They will verify your identity, Shriram and everyone. Once they verify, then they will release the license. Mostly they are available in USRs. So if someone is not registering today, they can try tomorrow. Do like side by side. Some people can do today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. In that way, it can take some people 4 days, 5 days also. After that, you need to email them. I told you,
So
if you
Vidit,
don't get
sorry to
license
interrupt.
by
Uh,
24 hours, in that case, I will, once if you don't get the license for 24 hours, you have to email them, Shriram and everyone. Once you
uh,
get the email ID. So after that, what you need to do is you have to email with the details and your justification. Once you email, you need to call that support number. That are the three things. Now you can go at Amit and Sandeep with your question.
yeah, so Vidit, I'm not getting this option for, start the free trial option. Can I share my screen?
I'll say that's now. Hold on. Try that. I'll see it. Shriram, thank you so much. You
Okay.
understood the process, right, Shriram?
Right. I understood the process.
Yeah. Amit, you can share your
Okay.
screen. I hope you have entered your company email ID, not personal.
No, I have company email ID. I haven't tried it.
So that's what I'm saying. You're getting this option, right? You have already registered, I think,
Yes,
previously.
I've already registered, but I'm not getting this option to start the free trial
Sir,
here.
can you see this? It's saying that please visit support or you
Okay.
need to call. You have to email them, right? I told you. Have you seen that
Okay.
option? That where I told
Okay.
you you need to first refer this article. I'll just ping on the chat. You need to share the
Okay.
justification and all. That's what I'm saying. You have to be
Okay.
very careful. You have to
Hmm.
email them. You need to understand that process because everyone will say this I'm not getting. So in this way, I'll share my screen. You have to do this. If you see, if trial request still shows pending approval after 24 hours, you have to submit a case or you can chat or email. Best is you email on this email ID with this information and add the justification. Trial number should be empty. See this, please leave this field blank. Other than that, please share all the company ID, email ID, and you can add justification also. Once you email that after 24 hours, first you register If you don't get license after 24 hours also, you need to email them. And after emailing, wait for 3 to 4 hours, then call on this F5 support number.
Okay.
You can refer this to article. One is this. I shared on the chat. This is very important. Hope you got it, Amit, right? And then you need to call them.
Yes, yes. Got it.
You can talk on chat also with them.
Already shared this particular article.
Sorry, Mr. Chandan, what you said?
I already shared this particular article in chat.
Thank you so
Group
much.
chat.
Thank you. Yes, Sandeep, you had a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just I checked, I'm able to log
Amit,
in
I
into
think you're
this
sharing your
CLI.
screen. You can stop.
So it is showing me the license is expired. Okay. And when I try to log in into the GUI, I'm unable to log in
License
into the GUI
expired, you
as
are
well.
getting, right? License expired.
Yes, yes. In CLI, it is
You have to
showing
again
license.
request a license actually. You have to again
So
register for a license.
yeah, so now my question is, just I switch into the XYZ company. So can I register that with the my ex company?
Sir, how you will,
If
you are not, right now you're working in company or not any new company?
I'm company with the yeah, I'm working with the
Huh?
one of the company.
Then you can register with a new company email ID, sir. You need to
No,
tell
there
them
is a
that.
compliance issue maybe because it's new for me, so I don't want.
Vidit bhai.
Please go ahead.
If someone have not registered email ID, the company's email ID, then it's
Then you need
proceed.
to request someone in our group if they can help you, Sam.
Okay. After that, once I get the email ID, if once we click, everything is done, and once we click on the trial license, okay. But after 24 hours, we're gonna not get any that license. So we need to send an email on
Correct.
support.f5.com.
That
Need do
email ID which I've shared the article, no? And
okay.
that email ID support1@f5.com with your details like first
Okay.
name, last name, job title. If you're not working in company, then there is no other option. You need to request any of our colleague in your this group, or you can request
Will
your
manage by.
another group.
Should I mention something that I'm working in? I'm deploying the F5. So I need.
Justification you can add like my company wants to deploy, my customer is asking for F5 load balancer, so I need to do POC.
POC. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
POC is proof of concept.
Proof of concept. Okay. Thank
Hello,
you.
Vidit Sir.
1 minute, sir. Yeah, please go ahead now.
Yeah, I have a two questions. Today was my first day, so maybe I'll join it a late. So first question is like, if our company is an existing customer F5, so
Hmm.
can we still request a trial license?
You're saying that you are already using F5 load balancer, right?
Yeah, by another team.
Then it's great, right? You can tell them. See, my question is, you can just request a license after 24 hours. You just need to email ID to that email with your details like first name, last name, exact company email ID, like this.
Okay. So no need to tell them proof of currently we're using another load
Sir, that
balancer
is the
and
best
I'm
justification. That's in that case you cannot tell them. You need to tell them that I need to test some features because my company is already a customers. This is a new customer now which wants to use F5. So they want to test first features in new
okay.
features. They need to test some features like WAV features.
Like ASM
You can
model,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So my second question is like, I don't know, you went through that or no? What are the system requirement for all of these labs?
No, I have not gone through that. I'll go in next class, but I'll tell you,
Okay.
if you have a new laptop, then 8 GB RAM would also work with SSD.
Okay.
Even if
Mm-hmm.
you have an SSD with new laptop, 4 GB RAM also works. But if you have an old laptop, then I think sometime it works. But better to have nowadays a good laptop, everyone, because later on we will do automation also. Might be you will do some other SD-WAN courses also. So always have a laptop, customized laptop with 32 GB RAM if you really want to grow, or 64 GB RAM. There are people who have this So if you are in Delhi, you can buy from Nehru Place, or you can contact with Hemu sir. He will guide you how he can, like he has given some references to buy a new laptop. So you will get a good company laptop, old laptops from them.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And we will do all labs in VMware Workstation. So softwares and all, I'll send on all things by today, and I'll share you one lab guide also in the group, maybe today or tomorrow, and I'll share you the lab video. If you are free, you can do it. You can just download that. Otherwise, we will discuss that in next class also.
And next class
So
gonna be happen next week, right? Or it's tomorrow?
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. So this is the images which you need to download. RGB servers, big IP. But if you have an email ID, let's say this, you can download from here also. I'll show you that also. You need to go to resources, downloads option. You can download image here also. Like you have just click here, I have read. Next. Here you need to select big IP. And you have to just select big IP product 17 because we will be using latest one. 21 is now released, but we should use stable version. So we will use big IP 17 virtual edition with TMOS. And product version, we will use 17.1.3. Now if you go here you need to just select 17.1.3. Now here you can use this image, which is either you use this if you have virtual edition. Let's say you don't already have a virtual edition, you need to upgrade. You can upgrade like this if you are using 15, 16. But if you're new, let's say I'm new to this environment, you have to click on virtual edition 17.1.3. Then here you need to download this image, OVA. This one, OVA. And then select location Singapore and download. Then it will be coming like this. I will tell you how to import it. Just this step you can do. Download all these images which are present. I'll share this drive in WhatsApp group and make sure you have the license ready. Other than that, it's easy job for me. License, it's your duty to get it before next Saturday. If you're still not getting it, you have to email them and call them. That is only the solution. Otherwise, our group need to help each other. That's the only solution.
Sir, same license we cannot use on multiple OVS?
No. How then? That is not possible. I think there is possibility that after you can need to release it and use it in a new virtual edition later on. That is this one you can do. How to transfer from one VE to another VE. This is an article. Let's say you want to move later on, okay, into another virtual edition. In that way, you can use it. So I'll show you that. Previously, they have given that release option. I think they have moved it because previously, this one, I think, reusing a big IP. Let's see. They have changed a lot of things. Previously, they were giving license. Here, you can use it. Revoke option, you can do it. And reuse. This is an article you can refer. In that, you have any question, now you can ask.
Sir, after getting that account, Sriram has clicked on the free trial, right? Trial offers big IPVE, big IQU. He clicked on the free trial. After that, it is showing we are setting up your trial. So after that, what we have to do? We have to wait, right? For
Correct.
24 hours.
After either wait or you will get a license also. If you're lucky, you will get a license same time. Otherwise, they will keep it in this. After some time, wait it like this. You have to wait. See
Okay.
this.
Okay, sir.
After updating your profile, wait up to 24 hours. If trial request still shows pending, submit a case or
Okay, sir.
email.
Understood. Got it.
Okay.
Sir. Regarding just a technical doubt related for ASM and APM, little bit differentiation. Can you explain me to remember?
That you can call
Always
me, sir, Monday,
confusing me.
7 p.m.
Okay, sure. Sure,
We
sure.
will
Okay.
discuss. That is a
We'll
big
discuss
topic,
on Monday.
actually.
Okay, okay. We'll discuss on Monday. I mean, next class.
Sir, after we submit this particular page also,
Sorry.
after submit, the submitting button in last one is scroll down. Scroll down.
I'm not getting you, Chandan. Submit means.
So I share my screen now.
Can you share your screen? I'm not getting your language, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, just let me share my screen. Please allow me.
Meanwhile, Kranti, Deepak, you can go ahead. Meanwhile,
I'll submit this particular button also.
sir, you don't need to do anything on this. Chandan, please ignore that. Sir, you have to email from your company email ID. Chandan.
Okay, I already submitted all those fields also, but after some. Okay.
Not here, sir. You have to just copy this in Notepad. Go up. You have to email on support1@. This
one?
from your company email ID, right? And you have to apply this information. This portal is for your knowledge purpose.
Okay, thank you, sir. I stop my share. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Deepak.
Vidit sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Even I'm trying for the free lines that setting up for the free trial license. It's quite long, like 10-15 minutes. It's still going on. We are setting up your trial.
Yeah, you can wait
So
on, sir.
possibly I can get on the spot.
You can wait for 24 hours, and after that you can email.
Okay. And one doubt I was having this
Yeah.
previous what we are checking now. So doubt as in I was just want to confirm like can we send traffic to like specific server without like applying that server means that node to that to any of pool of WIP using iRule as such any provision we
Directly
can
server you are talking about?
no with the FI only like there was some scenario
You need
comes
to
like
apply an iRule and local traffic policy, Deepak.
yeah I mean without applying that node into that specific pool which is belong to WIP
You
still we
can do
can send it
with to direct node IP, right?
yeah
Yeah, you can do it.
okay without even applying that node into the pool right
That you can do either load. See, there are two things, either node, pool member, or pool. You can do it.
Okay.
But that iRule will be applied on the virtual server. Without virtual server, F5 does not work. Because
So
virtual
it
server
will
is your
work on basis of iRule you say like
virtual
that will
server is
route
a
the traffic
listener, because you need to call virtual server iRule into
Yeah.
virtual server.
Correct.
Because
So
without a listener,
yeah.
nothing traffic will come to F5. That I'll discuss when we talk about network traffic. Right now, don't go into that part. You will get confused.
No, I
Sir,
was
can
just
my
asking like to some other part I was being asked previously on interview part. So
You
I was
can do it.
just
Answer
yeah.
is you can do it.
Yeah, with the help of iRule, we can route
Correct.
the traffic to specific
iRule or
node.
local traffic policy.
Okay, LTM policy or
LTP.
the iRule. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I share my screen?
No, sir.
If you don't
I'll
mind.
first take question. Let again, Rakesh, I'm telling you, if someone is asking question, you have to
Okay,
wait
sorry, sir.
until it's completed.
Sir, if you,
Deepak,
Vidit
you are
sir,
clear?
can I? Yeah, I'm clear.
Yeah. Now, Rakesh, you can go ahead.
Sir, may I
Sorry,
share
hello.
my screen?
So
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sir. So I have one more question. If can I go ahead?
Go ahead. No problems.
Yeah. So previously you might answer this, but that internet termination, the traffic coming no from directly from internet. So is it possible to terminate on F5 big IP directly?
It's not best practice. You can do it. There is another
It is
model
not
for that.
recommended, but it is
Correct.
possible.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Pramod, please go ahead. Rakesh, you can share your screen. I'll take questions also side by side.
After like registering the email ID, it is asking for this complete information. Do we need to provide this? Okay, yeah, same.
Yeah, that is critical.
Okay.
Sir, here it is asking serial number and
You can ignore
registration fee.
optional. It's saying optional, right? So you can ignore that. This when you sign up after that, this information is very critical because it represent your company, so that they will tell
Right.
you that you are a resource of company or not. That's why you need to fill that. Now just click on start free trial. No, and click on no, I am not downloading it. Got it, Pramod and Rakesh?
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
You got it, the process?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, anyone? You can go ahead now. You're welcome to ask any questions now. Class is finished. Now, if you have
Vidit,
any questions, you can ask.
sorry, we did one question. If I understood correctly, in the beginning you mentioned that all the
हैं?
F5 Rs in the
पहली
beginning.
क्लास है क्वेश्चंस मेरी क्लास तो होगी खत्म
Sir, just now I got one email on my company account, my username, and you can access
I
my.
had a hold on please. So I had a training actually, so someone was asking me about the status. So Amarjit, you had a question. I'll take Rakesh Arfam your question. I think Amarjit, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, so sir, in the beginning, if I understood correctly, you mentioned all the F5R series comes in the physical box set, right?
R series is a new operating system. Yeah, it comes under your hardware box
Hardware. Okay, we got it. Thanks.
that you cannot deploy in your VMware. Your TMOS is you can deploy on your VMware. R series they have not introduced like right now VMware box because it's basically your tenant host architecture actually.
Okay, thanks. So is there any, are you also sharing the like F5 book with us in the PDF form? Like it's something you have? Or-
Right after this end of this training, I'll be sharing you PPT. That's not a book, but I'll be sharing you some books also to study for your theory part.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
No problems. Yeah, Rakesh, you can go ahead now.
Yes, sir. Sir, I just got one email from F5 on my company email ID, and there is a username, and you can access my F5 at some link. If you purchase your F5 product through a cloud.
That is fine. It's a
ma-
default. You can share your
Okay.
screen. You can show me that is default. You can ignore that.
Yeah,
It's
sir,
not
I've
an
already
issue.
shared my screen. Okay, I think again.
Because that is the default, I think. You can ignore that. That
Okay.
is just welcome email from F5. You can show me that
Oh,
email. You can show me that.
sir, it is in my phone, so it is not possible to say.
Uh, that is just a
And come.
welcome email, I think.
Okay.
So
Sir, what
it's
next
not
after this?
asking. You need to wait, sir.
Okay, sir. Fine.
And after that, you can watch tomorrow this, or you can wait it. If you get a license, it will be provided here. Otherwise, you need to email them the next step, which I have told you.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Arfam, please go ahead, Arfam.
Yeah, Vidit Sir. So this is question is regarding the license part. I
Hmm.
understand that for now we can use the company email ID and we're gonna get 2 license details. But see
License,
after
you will get 2 license only. But
yeah,
only thing is you have to register it using company email ID.
yeah. But after we exhaust those 2 license, one cannot reuse the same email
The
ID.
60 days are enough for do it. You can try it again. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
can use your friend email ID.
Friend's email ID.
You can
Okay.
either request on email also.
Hmm.
See, that
Okay.
is little security, but I think 60 days more than enough for
Mhm.
doing any lab.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to know about it. Thank you.
Oh, Vidit sir, may I ask you something? Hello, Vidit sir.
Yeah, so Arfam, you're clear with that? Okay, go ahead. I think Arfam is on mute. So Ankit, you can go ahead now.
Sir, as I do not have any good performance laptop, my personal laptop is very old. So can we set
Okay.
up in?
Sir, actually, Google Cloud little bit issues comes in for compatibility in F5. So better
Uh-huh.
to buy a laptop in EMI, sir. That is the best solutions. Trust me, it will really help you in future. I know it's an old laptop.